So the thing, one is inside, like if one has to feel that thing which one is inside, it's not a small thing, like it's not like where, it's not where you are at. It is what you are inside. Like it's not like you are in this place, X place, like you are in Timbuktu or you are in Chicago or you are in New Delhi or you are in this country or that country. Even those countries or those places are inside of this thing. So when we talk about you are a being and you are inside something, that something, everything is inside. Oceans, everything is inside this thing. Sky, sun, moon, everything is inside this thing. So we're talking about this thing you are inside. Not a house, stadium, not a that thing, not a museum or not, it's not like I'm inside this house or I'm that house or this is my preference, I like to be in that kind of house or this kind of house. You're never inside these things, you're always inside that full thing. And what its basis and what its laws are, if you don't know that, then you're in trouble. It's simple as that, like you're in trouble. No, without knowing the rules of the game, you can't play a game. And anything you will do after that will be useless and pointless and will lead you into trouble. The only two main facts are that you are a being first, that you exist and you're a being. That's the first fact. And the second big fact is that you are inside of something. You can give it a name, multiverse, universe, Brahman. Main point is what are its laws. That's much more important to find out. Yeah, so if you are inside something, then what is its basis and what are its laws? That governs everything for you. Because everything which exists has to have a basis. Otherwise it will just collapse. Whatever you are inside has to have a basis, otherwise that thing will collapse and then you will not be really inside anything, any being inside anything. It's got to have a basis. Basis means it has some laws. Basis automatically means laws. So when I'm talking about like that, like all beings here are inside something, it doesn't mean that they are inside like this earth or in different locations of earth. It's not a matter of where you are at. It's about what you are inside of. You are inside of something, not just where. It's beyond where. You can call it anything. You can call it electromagnetic, you can call it holographic, you can call it anything. But you will still be inside it. That will remain the fact. Like you are inside it and now you have to know its laws. And if you don't come to know about it, you don't want to know what that is, you are inside, then you are in trouble because that's but natural. If you come to know that you're a being, you exist. And when I talk about beingness, it doesn't mean that it's the egoical beingness. It's very different from ego. Even when you're a child, you can tell that you exist. And when you don't even have a developed ego or anything like that, but you can still tell you exist. So it's a thing which beingness is about existence, that you exist. It's not got to do with anything with your thinkings or feeling. That how you think at a certain time or how you feel at a certain time. Feelings come and then go, but your beingness remains. So when I'm talking about beingness, just the fact that you exist. And you exist continually. Your existence doesn't stop from second to second. Feelings might stop and change. But your beingness remains. So that's what beingness is like, that you exist, like that never changes. People kill themselves, and people who commit suicide, they'll find out that their beingness stays even after they kill their body. By killing the body, you will not cease to exist. You will still exist. Beingness has many bodies. And physical is just one of them. So people who commit suicide, obviously, in that thing, they're not thinking in terms of what the laws of what they're inside are. Whether that is allowed in it. Whether one is allowed to do that. So that's why they do that kind of thing. Because if you don't try to find out those rules, you will be in trouble. Okay. When you will be in trouble, then you will get tense. You won't like it. Then you will try to get away from those troubles and all of that tension it creates. Like, then you will need drugs. Then that's when people need alcohol and all of that, and drugs come into play, because you just want to desperately try to take away your sense of self so that you don't have to bear all these consequences. So whether it's alcohol, pot or drugs or anything comes into play only because you're not playing by the rules and you're getting hurt, you're suffering, and now you want to end the suffering by taking out the only way which people think exists is to take out the sense of the self. But no matter how many drugs you take, No matter how much alcohol you consume, like you say, beingness is not going away anywhere. You might even die taking those drugs, your beingness will still exist. Beingness is going to exist. It's beyond ego. You can have a lot of ego, you can come down, even still beingness will exist. If you have a lot of ego, then it will still exist. Yeah, yourself is something right now, you can self will be something else in 5 years or whatever you define as yourself. But your beingness is there, like point remains that you are a being and you are inside of this thing. That won't change. If you know you're inside of something and you don't try and find out what that thing is about, that's unnatural. That's very unnatural and you pay for that. And after that you can do anything, you can try anything in this world, you can strive for anything and that thing, it has no meaning. You will end up with nothing. But hell. If you don't find out about the laws of this thing you are inside of, there's no way for you to attain any kind of happiness, bliss, pleasantness or anything like that. Even if you think your way, what you're thinking has to have some basis. Everything has to have some basis. Basis will only come from what you're inside of. If you admit to the fact that you are inside of something, if you don't admit to this fact that you are inside of something, then you will never try to find out the flaws of that thing either. First you have to even admit that you're a being and face the fact that you're a being. Like people have names and stuff, like they have name X, Y, Z, whatever names they have got. So they can tell, okay, this is my name or whatever, but that doesn't tell them about their beingness. They're not admitting to their beingness by just saying that I'm this name. Even if you don't have a name, you're still a being. Your beingness still exists, like even if you don't have a name. Once you come to this plane, when you birthed here, then you have a body, but you don't need to have a name. And if you think you're your name or you are that thing or whatever, these are just, you are your thoughts and feelings at any given point of time. You're not that because those are changing and then you still exist. The fact that you're a being and you're inside something are the two simple, basic, primary, main facts. And if you don't face those facts, there's no other fact which you can face in this world which is going to help you. Like the fact that there are lizards here, there are trees here, or there are rivers here, or there are mosquitoes, or any of these facts are not going to help you. No matter how much you come to know about any of these are not facts compared to this fact. This snake has 100 scales or how many stripes and what patterns, and it doesn't matter, like it makes no difference. You can try and find out about any of this thing as much as you want. It'll make no difference. You'll still be in trouble. You can keep on looking around things as much as you want, you will always be in trouble. Because you're not trying to find out the basic laws and rules of what you are. I mean, if you try to do actions without finding out those laws, then it's a very simple thing that you will get in trouble, which is like pain, torture, hell. When you're in an embodied state and when you are out of the body, same thing applies. Because even when you're out of the body, you're still inside that thing. And the same laws, rules keep on applying. You're a being. Like, it's not like, one has to understand that one is a being. It's about beingness, not about selfness or ideas of selfness, that I am this idea and this or I am that.